Since a juvenile, up in Spofford we was running wild. No non-secure, 18 months and then you touch it down. No phone calls to the world, shit'll break you down. Find out your brother in the morgue and they spinning now. And your grandma soon be gone, ain't no fixing that. And that phone gon' remind you got a minute left. I know they see a nigga stressed.
So special.
Other young nigga blessed. I paint this picture from a dark place.
Recidivism, the tendency of a convicted criminal to reoffend.
So at 14, you said that you were arrested. You were convicted at that age also?
No, I was arrested at 14. My trial took a couple of years. Being that I was fighting two separate murders, it wasn't like both the murders happened in one crime. One of the murders happened in different months apart.
So this was in the 90s. Did you have a legal aid?
Yeah, I had an 18-year lawyer. But I won't lie. His name was Jeremy Snyder. He did both of my murders. I feel like he did his best. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like he did his best.
Did they try you as an adult?
Yeah, they tried me as an adult. And they sentenced me as a juvenile.
And what was your sentence?
My sentence was 6 to life. 6 to life, and I wound up doing 19 years.
On the date of your conviction, who was in court for you?
The rain. The rain.
How did that make you feel?
I still see it. Some things you just can't get over. So.
What was your after hearing the actual sentence? How did that make you feel?
I mean, I was going through something like emotionally because of my mom's. She was hospital bound when I got my verdict, and so I was going through something, just worried about my mom's, but it wasn't just like worrying about her. They tried to the district attorney, he tried to get my mother to testify on my trial
against you,
against me, and she wasn't with that.
Right.
And so she tried to kill herself.
Oh my God.
And that's what led her to be in the hospital. And but when I got convicted, it was I had some years in already. I had probably 2 years in.
Oh, so you were in juvie fighting the case?
Yeah. I was locked up, with Lorenzo, and same house, same, and I was fighting my case from juvie for 2 years, and then
how would you describe juvenile?
I mean, from the time when I got arrested was 1993 to what's going on now, because I have recently revisited the juvenile center, and when I was there in 1993, it was no such thing as law library. There was no such thing as if an officer busts you in the head, you could go and express that to somebody. There was no such thing as like anything constructive for juveniles.
Didn't exist.
You understand? It just didn't exist. It
no
was
school programs?
no school. It was school. You know what I'm saying? But it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like now I have revisited Horizon, right? They have game rooms now for the kids. The ACS works with the, you know, troubled kids and their parents and stuff like that. ACS is involved with them now. They reach out to your family if you have a fight or something like that, like a punishment or something. It's more hands. They got cameras now. Back then there was no cameras. You know, you get cut, stabbed, or whatever the case may be. If you don't say nothing, or if somebody that's seen it don't say nothing, it's just happening. Now they have more cameras. They have more security. They have an ombudsman where you could express your complaints to now. It's just more now hands-on with the youth and the adolescent. But back then, it was none of that. Back then was you in here for what you in here for. It's gladiator school. If you don't know how to fight, you will learn how to fight. We stab, we cut. The police, the inmates, whoever.
This is all in juvie?
Yeah, the food. You'd be lucky to have your food, because if I like it that much, I'm gonna take your plate. And there's nothing you can do because I have a whole bunch of people behind me.
Was that your attitude walking into it, like, or
no,
did time there turn you into that mentality?
No, in time it does. In time it
How was your first day in juvie?
I had to fight.
On the walk, girl.
I don't know what to. I had to fight over some water.
Oh my God! He started with you, or he started with him?
No, I actually went to drink some water, and I guess I was a new kid, so he came and snuffed me while I was drinking some water. I just came into the house, and there's a water fountain right there, and the bathroom is like attached to it, and they walked into the day room with the officer. And I went to drink some water, and this little dude too came to snuff me, boom, and we started fighting, boom, boom. And being that my age, I was 14 years old, and like in Spofford, that's like the limit to I just made to walk in the door. Like if you 12 or 11 years old, they'll put you in like totally different. But being that I was 14, I was able to walk through the door. It's called Smurfland. You know, for like kids that's 14, you know, and under. So I was in Smurfland. That's how I started out there. My first day I had a fight with another inmate. My second day I had a fight with an officer. So they have a purple side and a green side back there. So I was on the green side when I had the altercation with the officer. So they moved me to the purple side. And I stood in the purple side I stood there for like probably 6-7 months. And then me and my friends, we got into an officer early in the morning. And we put him in the clothes basket and closed and locked the door. So then we went to Chow. It's called Chow. We went to go and eat. And on our way back, the police surrounded us and stuff. They took me to the box, and to separate me and my friend, they kept him on the purple side, and they sent me over to the green side. But they sent me over to the green side. In jail, there's always one house that is the worst house in the whole jail. So and it's the oldest. So they send, they want, you want to beat our officers up and stuff like that. So they sent me to the worst house on the purple side, which is D4. And D4 main house pain. That's what I was with Lorenzo. And all the kids is like tall to the ceiling, and I'm this little guy. I'm this little guy, little fat guy, and everybody's tall, bigger, older. Again, I'm the youngest, but I'm coming from a place where I was comfortable.
Right.
So I had the female staff bringing me do-rags and wave grease and different toothbrushes and toothpaste from regular population. And so I come over with this nice big juicy bag. You know what I'm saying?
Take that.
And niggas is like, oh, silky, do-rag, wave grease. Who's this fat nigga?
Right.
So I went into my cell, put my thing down. And I came back. We went to the mess hall. Child came back, and sure enough, my shit gone. My bag gone. So I'm like this, yo. I knew one of the older guys. You know what I'm saying? So I stepped to him. I said, yo, listen, man. Whoever got my shit, I'm ready to fight for my shit. So we could go to the back and do, however, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like win, lose, or draw. And that's basically what it is, you gotta fight for your respect.
Right, and that was at 14. So I'm assuming once you hit 18, they shipped you to an adult?
No. It depends on your behavior.
So what was your ride like going into the adult prison at 21? Because now you've been incarcerated for a few years, but you're used to juvenile.
I mean...
it's a whole nother ballgame.
It was like...
like, what was going through your mind?
It was like you started from regular school. It was like I was going to college.
Wow, that's a way to put it. I've never heard it like that. What was going through your mind?
But you have to understand, like, my point of view. Like, I went to jail when I was 14 years old. Like, there was no chance for experiencing of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't too much of reality. There wasn't too much of I never went to a club. I never, prom. I never movie, bar, lounge, threesomes. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100. You understand? But I never. But you hear of it. You see it on TV, and it's like it's like, is it real?
Right.
But I see it. I see it on TV all the time, but it's like, it's real. But I never did it. You know what I'm saying? So
you weren't nervous.
This is all I knew. Like I know. You tell me about something in the street, I don't know. Mm-hmm. You tell me something about prison, I can break it down to you in and out, flip it around, remix it, know. You know what I'm saying? I did more time in prison than I lived on the street. I was 14 years old when I went to prison. I did 19 years in prison. So like, that's all I knew. Like, that's until I was able to, come home and experience, the outside life. You know what I'm saying?
What do you say was the hardest part of your incarceration?
Losing my mother on my birthday.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anybody else there that could
just my
support
life.
you? Just your what?
My life.
So, did you spend your bit alone?
I mean, I had females, come and go. She'll do a year with me and then she'll leave, and then another one to come and do 18 months with me and then go. But I did have a family member who was at one point in time stepped up to the plate. You know, my cousin Celia, she stepped up to the plate one night like nobody else would. Like I was just like going through things in my own mind. You know, my mother just died, and
how old were you when that happened?
I had just turned 17 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was in Harlem Valley in the Juvenile Detention Center, and they was trying to. I was labeled like one of the worst kids in the state. So they was trying to when I went upstate to do my bid on the juvenile side, they was trying to figure out like how we gonna place this dude, like where we gonna place him at, like he's the worst of the worst wherever he goes. So they had me locked in solitary confinement, and I ain't even touched inside the jail yet. So while I was on solitary confinement, that's when they came and told me that solitary confinement for me was 24 hours a day.
And how long did they have you in solitary confinement?
They had me in solitary confinement for like 2-3 weeks.
And what happens in there?
2 or 3 weeks is that's a vacation. Like I've done years of solitary confinement.
So when you say you were in solitary confinement for like 2 weeks and that's a vacation, and then you say you did years, how many years did you do in solitary confinement?
Well, I've done like through the course of my bid, I've done like 6 months here, 6 months there. I've caught a new charge in Clinton for attack murder. They gave me 5 years in the box.
5 years in the box?
Yeah.
That's like inhumane. Like.
It is inhumane. All you see is 4 walls all day, every day.
And that was Clinton Correctional Facility, upstate New York.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was, well, just to get a little bit deeper.
Were you 50 years old? That still doesn't justify 5 years in the box. Like, come on.
Yeah,
that's a lot. So mentally, how did that make you feel coming out of being in the box for 5 years?
You see, I was in a different box. I was in a box, but I don't know if you know about Clinton Correctional Facility. That's like one of the oldest maximum security aid prisons in the state. It also holds death row inmates, even though the law has been abolished. They still have the housing area, and they put like the worst 8 inmates, quote unquote, in the state in that area. And when I did what I did in Clinton, I was considered one of those worst 8 dudes in the state. So I was housed on death row in Clinton. I got all my housing, every cell I ever been in.
Oh my God.
Every cell I ever been in. Every jail I ever been in. Everything. Right here, right there, black and white. And this is from the I had to pay
Attica, Auburn, downstate,
Clinton, everywhere.
Greenhaven. Jesus.
So I was placed in death row. Death row housing is a very small cell. In your cell you have your bed, your toilet, your shower, your visit. You have camera in your cell 24 hours a day and out your cell. My next door neighbor was a guy named Looper that killed Abby Davis.
Oh wow.
He was my next door neighbor. Ralph Bucky Phillips, the one who escaped from jail and killed all of those cops in Elmira.
Oh wow.
Hardy Shawcroft was with us. That's the guy that was killing them prostitutes in the 70s.
Mm.
He was chopping them up, putting them in his freezer, and eating their vagina.
Psycho. Is he still in jail today?
He died.
Oh wow.
Charles Manson, I was with him. He was with us at Sullivan. I was with us. Yeah, I was with some real killer. Yeah, I was with some real, dudes just if they ain't got a cup of coffee, they'll just put a knife in your throat and
oh my god,
take 10 years in the box. That's a vacation.
And you weren't afraid to be around the same people?
I mean, you gotta be. I gotta be a bigger wolf than you. Right. So you only as good as your last performance, and I always perform.
Did you get cut in jail?
Yeah, I was actually on my way to my second murder trial.
So how old were you?
I was 16.
16 and they cut you?
Yeah, I got cut in church when I was praying.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And that happened October 3rd, 1996.
Wow, my birthday is October 2nd. That's crazy.
It led to, I got 180 stitches, but it comes.
You did a good job because it's flat.
Yeah, it comes from my nose. Everything was open, and it got my jugular vein. I don't know. Like, God bless it, I'm still here.
At what point in your bed did you feel like you wanted to make a plan? Like, when I go home, I want to do this.
I thought I was gonna die in jail.
Oh my god! So you never made a plan? Oh my god!
I've been to the parole board 7 times. In jail, when you go to your first parole board, it's like, yeah, expect that first hit. Your second parole board, you got a shot. Your third parole board, you're going home. You're going home. There's really not even a question of a fourth parole board. But if there is, just have your shit packed and ready and let your family know what you want to eat when you get home. There's no such thing as a fifth board, 6th board. So there's no such thing. I went to 7 parole boards. All the way from 2000. I got all my parole board hits right here.
Did that frustrate you?
I mean, it became a point in time where I just accepted the fact that I'm just dying in jail. So I'm gonna just be a savage until that day comes.
Did jail make you think like that?
Jail made me more worse than what I went in.
Do you feel like, good or bad, did it help you in any way?
I mean, it helped me in the sense of I educated myself, literally. I hold myself with morals, principles, big on loyalty, lies, and like in jail you don't have jury, money, cars,
How does it feel to have that?
I'm the man. But in jail, the only thing you have is your word. And if you break that, no matter where you go, like you could be a killer for 20 years, 30 years, but 1 second that you do one thing wrong out of the ordinary, your career is over with. All them 30 years that you've been banging don't matter, don't mean nothing. Now you a sucker just for 2 seconds.
Is it easy to get wrapped up in the gang life in jail?
Yeah.
Do you think people look for it, like, for more like support or protection, or?
I mean, a lot of people. A lot of people look for protection, especially nowadays. When I was coming up, is when the blood started. I come from C-73. You know what I'm saying? 1993. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the war started. Like, for real. You just walking down the hallway, you Puerto Rican, nigga gonna get at you. You know what I'm saying? Or if you black or whatever, and you neutral. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a war that was going on, and it was a crazy, crazy war. You know, and I was in it, right? But I was neutral. But it was like I was like raised around black people all my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's who I was with. That's who I was hanging with. And then all the Puerto Ricans hated me. And then
so it's more of a race thing.
And that's what it is. Like, wow. If something happens, you know,
but you look like Latinos and African Americans are minorities. They don't stick together?
No, they do. Don't get me wrong. But when certain things break out in the yard, the Bloods go to Bloods, the Crips go to Crips, the Muslims go to Muslims, the yard gets quiet.
You can feel it.
And then it goes down.
How are the correction officers like in the state penitentiaries?
They are unbelievable, to the max, disrespectful, to yourself and to their family members and even to themselves. You know, it's
should they abuse
like we're below the bottom of the bottom to them. We're like the scum of the earth, and we get treated like the scum of the earth. If we have a problem with an officer, they won't feed you. They'll throw you in a cell, beat the shit out of you, cut your lights off, cut your water off. You won't get no mail. You won't send no mail. And if he tries to feed you, we're gonna beat the shit out of him too. I've been thrown in a body bag, thrown down the stairs. You know, it is no one that you can say, hey, he did this to me and can you fix that? I have a problem. No, you gotta fix your own problem. And there's some old timer COs that just respect the prison life. I don't want to hear about no snitching shit. Don't cut nobody on my fucking tour. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. Y'all can smoke, do whatever the fuck. Don't fuck my tour.
So spending all this time in jail, like going through all these different obstacles, changing in so many different ways, seeing yourself become like, you know, somebody that you didn't think you were destined to become, giving up basically because you thought you were gonna die. How did you feel when you found out you was gonna get released?
Numb.
In a good way or a bad way?
I mean,
I paint this picture from a dark place, touching all base, 18 next to Canada, think I saw Drake. Nah, but I saw he was in the big box, he told me keep my shoes tied, don't ever leave a bruised pod, COs hold they news high, favorites of their own kind, prison in their own mind, we living through it due to time, niggas snitching, dropping dimes, never was a friend of mine, working out my figure fine, but I just wanna hug my mom, tell my shorty she the one, some days we don't see the sun, they got us 23 and 1.